This could be good.
Hello, Taylor here, and I have AJ. So we're actually inside today, very mellow session. We got closed all the doors, just me and him in here, just getting some quality training time in together. So, Mr. AJ, what we're working on today are two new things. So number one, that being stay, and number two being handling exercises. So let me break that down. So let me take you. All right, so stay. So we know that Gus went through training before, AJ did not, however, he picked up on stay relatively quickly. So stay is a fixed position. It means that the dog cannot move. They have to stay in that position for a relative amount of time. Now for him, I made it very simple. Whenever we focus on stay, I like to focus on 3Ds. The 3Ds being duration, distraction, and distance. So when we first start teaching stay, we focus primarily on duration of stay. How long can we have a staring contest for without me moving too much, without me talking too much? After that, we focus on distractions. Can I move a little bit and maybe add time to that as we go along and advance it? And after that, distance. So we actually dabbled in a little bit of all three. I did dabble in a little bit of distance, not too far, to see if the stay was making sense to him. Now, the really important thing about stay for us is the release word, or it's releasing the dog from the stay. So you're going to see me do stay in a second, and you're going to see me ask him, tell him, hey, he's free. He is done with the stay after I mark and reward him. It's really important that we have very clear guidelines about when the stay is complete. AJ, leave it. Thank you. When the stay is complete, so they know when they are done. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Let's take some treats. Make sure that's everything I want to say about stay. I believe it is. So yes, 3Ds, distraction, duration, distraction. Making sure I mark and release him appropriately. Very, very important, especially when you start dabbling in distance. And making sure the stay is sticking. So first thing first, go ahead and get started. So we have Aiden right here. He's going to probably give me a sit stay, which is perfectly fine. I do not mind a sit stay. However, if he chooses to go down, I'm going to release him and try to do it again. Stay means he has to stay in that position, meaning that if he starts laying down, that's not necessarily stay. He did move. However, you could cue a down. Hey, can you go down first? Then I want to do a stay. Here we go. Ready? Stay. Right now I'm doing duration. How long can you hold it for? Usually I am not talking when I'm doing it, so I'm very quiet. I'm not moving it. Very, 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 very simple, as you can see. Free. Now notice that I make sure to release him, meaning you're free when he's done with that stay. Very, very important. I cannot overstate how important it is to release the dog. Do it again. Drink some water. Give him a water break. Give himself a water break. That's fine. Just a little bit. Alright, that's better. Alright. You ready, sir? Alright. Get some more water. Okay. 10 hours later. Alright, ready? Stay. My hand goes out. I say it one time and I hide that hand behind my back. If I leave that hand in front of him, he's going to get distracted by it and probably jump forward to try to lick my hand because it doesn't like treats. I was very dramatic, sir. You good? Yes, good boy. Mark, treat, release. You're free. Good job. Very, very simple. Now to add the distractions, minor distractions. Now, minor distraction can be anything. It can be me moving my hand, moving my leg, me even talking, me rocking back and forth. I kept it very, very simple for Mr. AJ today. Again, when he's done drinking his water, very important. Ready? Stay. Good job. Good job. His brother is now on the other side of the room, so natural distraction going on. So he did get up before I released him, no biggie, but we want to make sure we release them before they actually get up. You do it again. Stay. Good job. I really want you to watch his body language. He is following my movements. If I did too much of that, you're free, he is probably going to move. The idea behind stay is to catch the dog when you're building a stay, is to catch the dog before they move. So don't set them up for failure by doing too much at one time. Keep it very simple. One wave, click treat. Two waves, click treat. Maybe a leg, and really gradually build on that. So he's getting me in a really good position. I'm going to try it again. Stay. Just walking back about side to side. His body language is very calm. He's watching me intently, but he is not doing too much. Good job. Good job. His ears are not darting back and forth. He looks relatively comfortable. Free. You done? And notice how he pops up as soon as I say free. I love that. That means that he understands what the release word is. That is stay. Very, very simple. Let's move on to the really fun part today, which is handling exercise. So there is so much to handling that I will not be able to explain in this short video. But basically, handling means that we are basically teaching AJ to remain calm when our hands go on him. Now, when dogs are so resistant to being touched, even though it doesn't seem like fear, we like to kind of categorize it as, okay, you know what, AJ, I think you have something against people touching you or just restraining you in any way, because when we tried to put this harness on the first time, AJ was like, no, kind of fighting us, but in a very playful way. We don't really care that if it was playful, but we care about, okay, you really don't want us to kind of put this harness on in a certain way, so we need to teach him that you can put a harness on calmly, and it could be very rewarding. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing I did, I actually started off in this chair, and I'm not going to show you the whole thing from the beginning, but what I started focusing on, if I were you, if I was Lee, and I want to put a harness on AJ, I probably would have to go down a little bit to make sure I know what I'm doing, right? So before I even touch that harness, I want to know, can I just touch his collar? Can I touch his ear? Can he remain still while my hand approaches him? If not, he is not ready for a harness being on. Look at him right now. He's licking my leg. He said, it tastes good. I love you, which is great. But I need him to offer a little bit more calmer behavior. So the first thing I did was I broke down the motion of me approaching his head with my hand. I know that sounds crazy, but you literally have to break these things down for our dogs. I can tell that he's never had this broken down before, because as soon as I do this, he's like, I'm just going to touch you. I'm just going to touch you. He's doing much better because we're working on it. So let me show you what I did. So I'm right here on the floor. I got my leg propped up, so this is probably what you would do. If he was jumping too much, I will stand up and walk away. Since he's giving me this stationary position, I can actually be on the floor with him. Really important. If you don't like something, move away to protect your face and vice versa. All right, he's sitting, that's fine. Hand up, let him know that I'm coming with my hand. Actually, let me switch hands. Do my left hand. Yes. The reason I switch hands is because this hand has been dealing with treats. He gets very distracted by our treat hands, which is natural. I'm showing him my hand is here. Make sure he knows that I'm coming. I'm not going to sneak it on him. I want him to know that I'm coming. Yes, because we can't always sneak and touch our dogs. It's not going to work. It will make them distrusting of us too. Let me see it. Yes, I love how still he is. I'm going to reach for that collar, because if I'm trying to put a leash on him, he's laying down perfect. Gotta touch that collar. Yes. And for you, I want you to backtrack all the way. Yes. Keep it very simple at first. He's not going to be as good with you as he is with me right now, but he can get to this if you practice incremental. So incremental. Yes. Just like that. If he touches your hand, move your hand away. He's not doing it. So if he's doing a really good job ignoring your hand, yes. Keep the touch very brief, gradual steps, gradual. I cannot stress that enough. If he is fighting you or touching your hand, move your hand away, remain calm, and wait for him to be calm again, and then try. Yes. Yes. Done a really good job with that. Now I'm going to reach for his ear. I know the ears are a hard thing for him. Yes. Do it again. Notice that I'm going behind the eyes. If I do this, maybe too much, but he's doing a really good job with that. Whoa, yes. Going overhead is hard for most dogs. But with this short little training session we had, yes, he's become way more comfortable with that. All right, the final thing, bringing this harness in. As soon as I touched this bad boy, he was really excited earlier. All I care about is him remaining calm. Yes. Every aspect of this harness is going to be rewarded if he stays still. He is laying down, but I'm not going to trip. Nothing in his hand. Show him there's nothing in my treat hand. Yes. Every snap, he gets a treat. Nothing in my hand. Let him lick it so he sees nothing in his hand. All right, I need both hands for this. All right, it's too much. Too much? I know AJ is doing something, he can start wiggling a lot. So a little bit of pressure here, but I gotta find that arm strap. It's not as clean as we usually like. Alright, he's doing a really good job. Yes, good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Alrighty, I hope all that makes sense. This is just the very beginning of handling and stay. He did a really good job, and to kind of tie it all together, the reason focus on stay is to kind of help with the handling. I don't want to ask him to stay for this, but you could. What I hope to happen is that he starts to draw from these stationary behaviors and start to offer a little bit more to help with things like this. Anyway, I hope that makes sense. You did amazing today. If you have any questions, let us know, and we will see you later. Goodbye.